Hello everyone, welcome to today's story. This is a story about courage, forgiveness, and the first step toward acceptance. After the storm that nearly took everything away, Lytuna and Alex find themselves standing between life and death, but also between doubt and faith. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and help our channel reach 10,000 followers so we can continue sharing more touching stories like this one. The storm had raged through the night. Lightning tore the sky open, rain flooded the valley, and wind howled against the glass like a cry from heaven. In the chaos, Alex's car lost control on the mountain road, spinning, crashing into a tree. When Lytuna received the call, she didn't think twice. Grabbing a raincoat, she ran barefoot into the storm. The road was blocked, trees fallen, mud thick beneath her feet. But her heart, it only knew one direction: toward Alex. By the time she reached the wreck, water was rising fast. "Alex!" she screamed, her voice barely heard through the thunder. Inside, he was unconscious, blood trickling down his temple. Lytuna wrenched open the door, her hands trembling, body soaked to the bone. She pulled him out, dragging him inch by inch through the mud as the wind whipped around them. "Please don't leave me," she whispered, her tears mixing with the rain. "You promised we'd face everything together." Hours later, at the hospital, the doctors worked to stabilize Alex. Lytuna sat outside, clothes drenched, fingers clasped tightly around his wedding ring. Her whole body shook, but she refused to leave. Then the door opened, and Mrs. Min, Alex's mother, stepped in. Her face, usually cold and proud, softened when she saw Lytuna. "You saved my son?" Lytuna nodded weakly. "I couldn't lose him, ma'am. Not again." For the first time, Mrs. Min's eyes welled with tears. She knelt beside Lytuna, taking her trembling hand. "You risked your life for him. That's something only true love could do." And for the first time, she whispered, "From now on, you don't need my permission anymore." The morning sun crept slowly into the hospital room. The storm had passed, but its echo still lingered in the broken branches outside and in the fragile breath of Alex lying motionless on the bed. Machines beeped rhythmically, marking the thin line between fear and hope. Lytuna hadn't slept all night. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her hand never leaving Alex's. "You're safe now," she whispered, brushing the damp hair from his forehead. "Please, wake up. You still owe me that walk under the cherry trees you promised." Behind her, the door opened softly. Mrs. Min stepped in, carrying a bowl of porridge. She had spent the night thinking. Every memory of Alex as a child flashed before her. His first steps, his first words, and now this woman who had risked her life to keep him alive. "She hasn't eaten since last night," the nurse said gently. She refused to leave his side. Mrs. Min looked at Lytuna for a long moment before quietly setting the bowl on the table. "Eat something, child," she said softly. Lytuna turned, surprised. I'm fine, ma'am." "No," Mrs. Min replied, voice trembling. "You've done enough. You saved my son. You deserve to rest too." Silence fell between them. The only sound was the faint hum of the machines. Then suddenly, a twitch. "Alex?" Lytuna gasped. His fingers moved slightly, then his eyelids fluttered open. His voice, weak but filled with warmth, broke through the air. "Lytuna, are you here?" She burst into tears, pressing his hand to her face. "Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Alex." Mrs. Min covered her mouth, unable to stop her tears. For years, she had thought love was a matter of pride, of family name and perfection. But watching Lytuna sobbing beside her son, she realized love was not about rules. It was about sacrifice. When Alex turned to his mother, she nodded through tears. "She's your destiny, my son. I was wrong to stand in the way." Lytuna froze. Her eyes met Mrs. Min's, and for the first time, they didn't hold judgment, only warmth. In that quiet morning light, 3 hearts finally beat in harmony. The storm outside had ended, but inside this small room, a new beginning was born. A week later, the rain-soaked memories had faded into the scent of fresh morning sunlight. The hospital corridor, once filled with the echoes of hurried footsteps, now carried a gentler sound: laughter. Alex, sitting up in bed, looked healthier, though still a little pale. His gaze lingered on Lytuna, who was folding his clothes neatly into a small suitcase. "Hey," he said with a weak smile, "you're packing as if we're going on a trip." Lytuna turned and smiled softly. "We are. A trip home." He chuckled, his voice still raspy. "Home? That sounds nice." Behind the curtain, Mrs. Min quietly entered, holding a small bouquet of white lilies. She paused for a moment, watching the two of them. There was something in Alex's eyes, the way he looked at Lytuna, that reminded her of her late husband, the same kind of fierce tenderness. "You look better," Mrs. Min said gently, placing the flowers by his bedside. Alex nodded. "Thanks to her," he said, glancing at Lytuna. "She didn't give up on me." Lytuna lowered her eyes, shy but proud. "It wasn't bravery," she murmured. "I just couldn't imagine a world without you." Mrs. Min smiled faintly. "And that's why you deserve each other." Alex looked up, surprised. "Mother." Mrs. Min sighed deeply, her voice trembling slightly. "I was wrong. I thought love had to follow rules, that it needed permission, status, and conditions. But I was blind. You nearly lost your life, and she nearly lost hers saving you. That's not love I can stand against." Lytuna's eyes welled up. "Ma'am, I never wanted to take Alex away from you. I just wanted to stand beside him." Mrs. Min reached out, gently taking her hand. "And you have. From now on, call me mother." Tears fell silently down Lytuna's cheeks as she nodded. That afternoon, Alex was discharged. The car ride home was quiet, but full of meaning. The air smelled of wet earth and new beginnings. When they reached the family villa, Mrs. Min opened the door herself, something she hadn't done in years. Inside, the living room glowed with warm light. On the table was a simple meal: soup, rice, and steamed vegetables. "It's not much," Mrs. Min said, smiling, "but it's from my heart. Welcome home." Lytuna clasped her hands together, overwhelmed. Alex, moved beyond words, simply reached for her hand. As they sat down, Henry's laughter filled the house from upstairs, bright, innocent, and full of promise. Mrs. Min looked at the young couple and said quietly, "You've both endured enough storms. From today, this house is yours too." Alex's fingers tightened around Lytuna's. Their eyes met, full of gratitude, full of the unspoken truth that love, when tested by pain, shines even brighter. Outside, the last raindrops slid from the window pane. Inside, the first true light of family glowed, steady, gentle, and eternal. The following weekend, a quiet celebration was held at Alex's countryside home. The same place that once echoed with thunder and fear, now glowing with laughter and the soft shimmer of lanterns. The evening sky was painted in shades of amber and rose. A calm breeze carried the scent of blooming jasmine across the yard. Alex, now stronger, stood by the window in a crisp white shirt. His reflection showed a man renewed, no longer the cold CEO obsessed with perfection, but a man humbled by love, family, and the fragility of life. Lytuna was outside, helping Mrs. Min arrange flowers on the long wooden table. Henry toddled nearby, chasing butterflies with pure delight. Every so often, Lytuna's gaze would drift toward Alex's window, her lips curving into a soft smile. Mrs. Min noticed. "You love him deeply, don't you?" Lytuna blushed, her hands pausing over the vase. "Yes, Mother. More than I can ever explain." Mrs. Min nodded, arranging a rose. "Then take care of him. He has strength in his work, but weakness in his heart. And thank you, Lytuna, for saving my son, and for giving him a reason to smile again." Lytuna's throat tightened with emotion. "It's your kindness that gave me the courage to stay, Mother." When evening fell, candles and lanterns lit up the garden like stars scattered upon the earth. The table was lined with home-cooked dishes, simple yet rich with warmth. Mrs. Min's special soup, Alex's favorite grilled fish, and a small cake decorated with 3 white roses. As everyone gathered, Alex cleared his throat, holding a small glass of wine. His voice carried through the gentle air. "I've had many successes in life, built a company, earned respect, but none of it matters compared to what I almost lost and what I found again." He turned toward Lytuna. "The night of the storm, I didn't see the lightning. I only saw you, standing there risking your life for mine. And in that moment, I realized that no title, no business, no pride could ever compare to the love that stood before me." Lytuna's eyes filled with tears. Mrs. Min covered her mouth, trying to hide her smile. Alex took a deep breath and reached into his pocket. "Lytuna," he said, stepping closer. "You once told me that love doesn't need promises. It needs proof. Tonight, I want to give you both." He dropped to one knee. Gasps rippled through the small crowd of relatives and friends who had gathered quietly. The lantern light flickered against the ring he held out, a delicate silver band with a small diamond that caught the night's glow. "Lytuna," Alex continued, his voice trembling, "you've stood by me through storms, rejection, and pain. You gave me hope when I lost direction. Will you marry me and let me spend the rest of my life proving that you and Henry are my greatest treasures?" Lytuna covered her face with her hands. Her tears sparkled like stars, her voice barely a whisper. "Yes, yes, I will." Cheers and applause filled the air. Henry clapped his tiny hands, laughing without understanding why everyone was so happy. Mrs. Min walked over, her eyes shining with pride. "Welcome to the family, my daughter." Alex stood, sliding the ring gently onto Lytuna's finger, then pulled her close. The wind stirred the lanterns above, and their light danced across their faces. Love reflected in every gleam. As the night deepened, the 3 of them stood beneath the moonlight. A mother who finally understood, a man who had learned to love fully, and a woman who had given her heart without hesitation. The storm that once tore them apart had now brought them together, not just as lovers, but as a family bound by something unbreakable. And under the whispering trees, Alex kissed Tuna's forehead and murmured, "This is only the beginning." The next morning, sunlight streamed through the curtains, casting golden ripples on the floor. The stormy nights and lonely tears now felt like distant memories, fragments of a past they had finally conquered. Tuna stood by the doorway of their new home, watching as Alex carefully carried boxes inside. His sleeves were rolled up, a soft smile lighting his face. The smell of fresh paint still lingered, blending with the scent of wildflowers from the garden outside. "This house," she whispered, her voice trembling. "It feels alive." Alex turned toward her, wiping a trace of dust from his cheek. "It's not just a house, Tuna. It's our beginning." She stepped closer, placing her hand over his heart. "And it's beating again," she said softly. "Because of love." From the kitchen, Mrs. Min's gentle laughter echoed. "You two, stop whispering and help me unpack the plates," she called. "This family won't build itself." Alex grinned and looked at Tuna. "You heard, Mother." Tuna giggled, a sound Alex wished he could bottle and keep forever. Together they set the table for their first breakfast in the new house. Warm bread, soft-boiled eggs, and jasmine tea. Henry babbled cheerfully in his high chair, banging a spoon against the table as if to join the music of morning. As they sat down, Mrs. Min lifted her cup. "To new beginnings," she said warmly, her eyes glistening. "May this home always be filled with laughter, and may no storm ever take away what love has built." Alex reached across the table, taking both her hand and Tuna's. "Thank you, Mother, for believing in us." Tuna added softly, "For giving me a family." Outside, the sun climbed higher, spreading light across the yard, where new flowers were already blooming. In that moment, everything felt right. The house was modest, the furniture simple, but it was theirs, built on forgiveness, courage, and love that refused to fade. Alex looked at Tuna and smiled. "From now on, wherever you are, that's home." Tuna leaned in and kissed him gently, whispering, "Then we'll never be lost again." And as Henry's laughter filled the air, the family's new chapter began. One born not from perfection, but from the beauty of surviving together.
Sau cơn bão định mệnh, Alex rơi vào nguy kịch nhưng được Tử Na liều mình cứu sống. Tình yêu vượt qua ranh giới từ khiến mẹ anh, bà Minh xúc động dần chấp nhận cô. Khi Alex phục hồi, ba người trở về ngôi nhà nhỏ nơi anh quỳ xuống cầu hôn Tử Na trong buổi tối đầy hoa đèn lồng. Tình yêu từng bị thử thách hóa giờ thành sự gắn bó thiêng liêng một gia đình. Sáng hôm sau, ngôi nhà mới có tiếng cười và Henry vang lên giữa bữa sáng ấm áp, báo hiệu một khởi đầu trọn vẹn. Sau bao nhiêu sóng gió, họ đã tìm thấy được điều quý giá nhất.